today we're going to be looking at the DroneBit mystery box for November. Apologies, this is late. Unfortunately, me and this box haven't been in the same place at the same time to record this video. Apologies for that. Unfortunately, work has got me away quite a lot. I'd love to tell you about it, but unfortunately I'm under NDA on half the stuff I'm doing. Anyway, let's talk about the box. So the box is, as usual, it's £35. You can order it from dronebit.co.uk. There is links in the description. Again, I buy these boxes myself. I do not get any support or any kickback, so I am reviewing this independently from DroneBit. So let's see what's in the box. Okay, so we've got some standoffs of all the same size, so M3 standoffs, so these are all nylon. Quite useful. I actually have to admit, I have started running out of these. I have one of these little caddies, and I'm starting to run out of actually these size ones. So these are actually really good for, these are pretty standard size and the ones you normally have between flight controllers and very bits of pieces. So actually, while it doesn't sound particularly exciting, these are actually pretty useful. Okay, so we've got some Cyclone T5040s. Now I'm really glad I've got some of these because I think I've broken my last set of these, and I'm doing a build where I want to have some low pitch, high speed props because I'm going to be running very fast motors. So actually having some of these is really, really useful. Right, some more 50-50 Cyclones. I'm getting a little bit bored of these. I've got quite a lot of these. I'm not using them at the moment. That being said, I will probably keep them in my bag. I normally have a set of these in my bag because I'm quite tempted to try and tune a quad to have one of these on there. So a little bit of a shame they keep coming, but I kind of, props are still useful even if they're not the props you prefer. Okay, some of the nylon 10mm nylon standoff screws. So those are the useful things for the standoffs as well. So again, I'm running out of these. I mean, you get lots of them, but you break them. They're reusable, so I'm not fussed. They're pretty useful. Some more Dell 5044s. I haven't tested these yet. I probably should do because I haven't actually decided whether I like them or not. So I will try before the next time we do a video, one of these, to actually put these on a quad and try and fly them if I can find A, the weather, and B, the time. So pretty cool. Props are props, so I keep saying that. Cable ties. So I would normally say cable ties are really useful, and they are really, really useful. And good cable ties are always a handy thing to have. That being said, I think I need to check the stats, and I'll do it in the second part of this video. But we've had a lot of cable ties, so bit of a shame. I don't go through that many cable ties. We've got some screws that go with your standoff. So again, I've run out of these. I might actually put these in my bag because having a few of these around is not a bad thing to have. So not a bad thing to have. A glue stick. We've got a few of these. Actually, to be fair, these are not a bad thing to have a fair few lying around. So I'm not unhappy of getting glue sticks every now and again. I do need to buy a new glue gun because mine are completely knackered. If someone's watching this and wants to send me one to review, that'd be great. Okay, so now we get to what, well, let's play a guessing game. What do you think is the other thing in this box? So, what we've got here is a Tbs Crossfire Nano receiver. So, Tbs Crossfire is long range, obviously. This does give me a little bit of a quandary, but I'll go into that in the second half of this video. But you've got your antenna, your Immortal T, and you've got your Nano. So that is actually really good value because I think this small kit, which I think, oh, it comes with the heat shrink and all the wires, I think from memory is around about the price of this box anyway. So this is worth the whole box from a basic cost perspective. So by this, you've got your money back. I'll talk about this in a minute, but I'll talk about it in a minute. Finally, we've got some more solder wick. Unfortunately, this falls into the same category as these cable ties. We've got quite a lot of this. I have to admit, it is useful stuff to have, and I actually use it for other things occasionally because it's copper and I can use it for conductive purposes. So it's a bit of a shame. It's a bit of a repeat. it's a shame, but we've got a few repetitions of a few months. So let's just lay out what we've got. Okay, so let's review what's in the box. So remembering I'm reviewing on cost, usefulness and coolness. Those are very subjective to me. Okay, so I'm going to leave the Tbs Crossfire till last. Right, cable ties and solder wick. I had them last month. I had them a couple of months before. I don't need any more. It's a shame. I just don't want those anymore. I'm fine without them. Glue sticks, quite useful. I need to get a new glue gun, but glue sticks are the sort of thing, they're consumable, and having one in there is useful, so I'm not unhappy with that one, so that's good. Cyclone 5040Cs, actually I really want those. I was really happy with those, because I'm just about to build a quad which will be ideal for them, so happy with that. The 5050 bi-blades, we've had those I think in every box for the last 3 months. I don't need any more of them. I always say props are props and props are useful, but I'm really starting to run out of the will for those particular props. The set of nylon nuts and screws and standoffs actually is quite handy. They're all the right size. They're all the right ones that you would normally use. And while I have loads of them around, I never have the ones that I want. So actually a full set of those, and there's quite a lot of them, is pretty good. So I've priced them. They were really difficult to price because there's such a range in pricing around that. So I think I've given what's a reasonable price for them. I'm sure people in the comment section will tell me I'm wrong and they can get them cheaper from elsewhere. But I'm just trying to be fair on those. So, and the Dal 5044s, I am going to review as they're not bad props. I need to use some of them more, and they are in my class of props are good props. So I'm not going to worry about it. So let's talk about the Tbs Crossfire. Now, if you talked to me about this 2 months ago, and I think it was the second box, there was a Tbs Crossfire antenna, and I said, well, that's great, but I don't have a Tbs Crossfire. So I'm in a bit of a pickle on this one, because I've actually just bought a Crossfire. So for me, from my purely subjective perspective, it's really useful and really cool. However, if you don't have a Tbs Crossfire, which not everyone does, it's actually it's not that useful to you. That being said, that is a £40 item because it's the special edition, so it has everything you need in there for a for the antenna, the cables, the Immortal T. It's got everything in there, so they are £40. So that's worth more than your box is worth. You will have a friend who you can sell this to. They will want it. So it's really difficult. I'm going to use my rule of usefulness to me, and the usefulness to me today is actually really useful because I've actually got a build I want to put that into. So that's the reason why it scored really well. So let's just review the box as a whole. So the whole total value ends up around £60. So remembering that it's a £35 box with including shipping, so that gives you a pound for pound value of £1.73, which is excellent. The usefulness and coolness are not as good, because I just don't want any more cable ties or solder wick. I just don't need that much of it. Unfortunately, that's what drags it down. You look, the coolness is 4. It's just not that useful. We're getting a lot of repetition, and that's a bit of a shame. But I can't be unhappy with this box because the value is so good. The nylon standoffs are really good. It is. If we didn't have that repetition, if there was some other things in there, some race wire or some of those FPV Life Kevlar straps, that would be brilliant. I'm not asking for another expensive item. Just some other little useful things would be handy. Even some aluminium standoffs in different colours would be better than having the repetition we're seeing. And I'll tell that to DroneBit. So when you look at and compare it to other boxes, and also on my overview, you can also see there was an unmanned tech mystery box type thing. Link up here for that. The value is pretty bang on in terms of where it is, so that's really good value, way above average. In fact, it's the most second valuable box that we've done or that we've had. The coolness is below average, and the usefulness is just below average, but it's okay. It's still a good box, so I'm still pretty happy with it in terms of what's in there. So it's pretty good. So what I'm just going to finish this video off with is, I just want to ask, so I'm going to continue doing these drone bit boxes, and I'm also going to continue to do the unmanned tech boxes, because they're more comparable. One's slightly more expensive, and this one is slightly cheaper. And I want to keep doing them. Now, what I want to ask you, my subscribers and audience, is should I try and keep this spreadsheet as one big spreadsheet with all of it in it, or should I try and separate them out and then amalgamate them together at different points? If you've got some good ideas, please tell me. I am all ears. I want to keep doing these because I think they're valuable to the community. So I am all ears to see what you want me to do. There is another box out there, which is the payload box, but that's £500 per month. I'm not doing that unless something magic happens where I have ridiculous money. That's not going to be the case. Anyway, thank you very much for watching, and I will see you all next time.